Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to go over a breakdown of how I shot this scene from my short film, The Last Dance. I'll make sure to link it at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Alright, so this first scene was in the train station. Of course, we shot this on an Fx3 and it was set to 5600 Kelvin. And for the lighting, there was no additional lights. The only light that we had here was this overhead light that was pretty harsh, but it was lighting pretty much the whole scene. For composition, we had the male lead, we had the female lead, JM and Val, and then we had her reflection, and this was kind of the composition that I was going for. And what I think made this scene stand out is the pockets of shadow and light. So the contrast ratio of dark spots that you see here, you have a lot of depth in the back, and you have pockets of basically darkness, and you have the bright spots from the light, and you have a little bit of light spilling on the ground. And I think that's what makes this scene interesting, and that's how I shot this first scene. Alright, so this next scene was shot in the bathroom, and the Fx3 was set to, I believe, around 4000 Kelvin. And for the composition, you see this dark strip of black shadow. It's actually the wall. So I was on a ladder and I was shooting above this wall that you see here, straight on towards the subject. In terms of lighting, we have the main key light going overhead, shooting down towards the subject. It's a small rig, 220 watt, set to a core temperature at around 6500 Kelvin. And you can see the cool blue tones inside the bathroom, pointing down towards the subject. For the second light, we have an aperture bulb. It's a light that you can screw on and place to any temperature you like. And I wanted a warm tone at 2700 Kelvin, just to give it that classic look of cool and warm tones that you can see here. And those were pretty much the two main lights that I used. And you can't forget the fog machine that I had on the floor inside the bathroom, so you can see that thick, dense fog at the top of the bathroom. And that's how I shot this scene. Okay, so this last scene was shot in the bedroom, and it was a pretty complex scene. The Fx3 was set to at around 3800 Kelvin to give it that cool tone. And in terms of the camera angle, I was actually overhead. So I was literally standing on top of the bed, shooting down towards the talent, just to get like that close up, but also pretty straight on shot overhead. In terms of lighting, I used the small rig again, 220 watt, set to a cool temperature at 6500 Kelvin. It was around 15 to 20%, shot through a light diffuser. And you can see the cool tones hitting the ground there, and about half of the frame you can see a more cooler temperature hitting the camcorder and also the bedding as well. And in terms of this second light that I wanted to show you guys, that harsh pocket of light that you see there was actually the light coming in through the blinds. So you can see it on the bedding there, and you can also see some of that on her shoulder as well. And the third light that you see above her head is a pocket light that I used from small rig, and it was set to 2700 Kelvin, and it was just to create that, again, classic look of cool and warm tones. And you can see it hitting her hair there, and I wanted to emulate a sort of a cool night scene, but also some warm street lights coming in from the window. And that's the look that I was going for. And for this scene to work, we had to block out a lot of light spilling in. So again, we shot this in the afternoon where there was a lot of light on a sunny day. So we used whatever we had. We had t-shirts, black muslin, and different types of fabrics to block off all the light coming from the top, coming from the side. And we had to create it to give it that night ambiance, but also wanted to create that classic cool and warm look as well. So this was a final shot, and hopefully you can't tell that it was shot in the afternoon. And that's how this scene was shot. All right, drop a comment, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.